You can't claim you're sovereign and then claim rights under the Constitution. That's not how it works. No, that is not how it works.
Today we jump straight into a wild courtroom moment where a Moorish American sovereign citizen refuses to acknowledge even the name written clearly on the docket, and he strolls in acting like he uncovered some hidden law only accessible to the enlightened few, but all he truly achieves is getting his already active warrants stretched out even further. While the judge is ready, the prosecutor is ready, and the only one not ready is him, because 2 trials are waiting for him back to back, and instead of preparing, he decides to play identity games. So buckle up, because this is where the chaos begins, and trust me, you are definitely not ready for what is about to unfold.
Hello, sir.
How you doing?
I'm good, thank you. What's your name, sir?
If I can help you.
I'm Williams L.
Yes, Your Honor, but the defendant is identified in the docket as Michael Williams. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, that's the name they're calling me, but
Okay.
I'm Williams L.
I understand.
Michael Williams. Okay.
No,
Mr.
I'm not
Williams, I'm
Michael
asking-
Williams. Your Honor,
Okay.
I am Williams
Okay.
L.
This tactic he uses is classic sovereign citizen theater, where they think refusing to answer their own name somehow breaks reality, and they genuinely believe that denying the name protects them from the law, like the court suddenly becomes powerless because they pretend to be someone else. It is the legal version of a child hiding behind a curtain with their shoes sticking out. Judges have seen this trick more times than they can count. Lawyers get second-hand embarrassment, and the only one impressed is the performer himself, who thinks he just defeated hundreds of years of law with one sentence.
Okay. So here's the thing, Williams L. I have to call you what's on the documents that I have present for me in court today. We can either handle it that way, or you don't have to handle it, and then it just will be like you didn't show up to court today.
No,
So it's
Your
either
Honor,
way,
I'm just
but I
letting
have
you
to
know
call
who I. Your Honor, I'm just letting you know who I am.
Okay.
I am Williams
fine.
L. I am not Michael Williams. They kept calling me Michael Williams. I told them who I was. I am a sovereign, Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen, Negro, Black, or colored, Your Honor.
Okay. So let me tell you, Mr. Williams, this is the last time I'm gonna say it. This is all I have for you. If you don't want to handle it under that name today, then I have to act as if you aren't present. And so that's fine, but I
You
have
say
to
what?
call
Hold
you
on.
what's that document,
Can you
okay?
Can you repeat that? Can you repeat that, Your
I
Honor?
said, if we can't handle those matters and those tickets that's on that case under that name, then that's fine. But it's going to be as if you didn't appear for court today, because I have.
Ma'am, I'm here today, ma'am.
Right. So I'm just saying, when I
Williams
call those
L is here
documents-
today. I'm
Did
just
you-
letting you know
Hold
who
on,
I
Mr.
am,
Williams.
ma'am.
The judge makes it absolutely clear that Williams L. is not the one on trial today, because the real defendant is Michael Williams, who seems to come from the window-licking clan of legal masterminds, and the entire courtroom waits to see if he will finally stop dancing around the simplest question of all time, but he refuses over and over to acknowledge basic reality. And even when the judge gives him multiple chances, he clings to stubbornness like it is a superpower, proving again that the only strategy he has is resistance, and it is failing spectacularly.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I am Williams
Okay.
L.
So that's fine. When I call it on the record, I'm going to have to call it on the record as the name on the ticket, just so you know, okay?
Okay, and I'm gonna let you know that I'm Williams L. Okay, I'm cool
That's
with
fine.
that. And I'm letting you know who I am. I'm a
Okay.
Moorish American.
Okay. Did you want to
Sovereign.
offer? Okay. Did you want to offer for it or no? Are you going to try and I need to kind of know where you're going. Are you going to want a trial? Are you going to try and want to?
No, I do not agree. I do not agree to none of this. I'm sovereign.
Okay. So if you're not going to participate, we're just going to act like you're not here today, and I'm going to go ahead and.
I am here today, ma'am. You seeing me right here? That's on
You
record.
have to- Listen, just because you show up doesn't mean that you're here. You have to participate. Okay.
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign. I'm letting you know who I am.
Listen,
I'm participating. I do not
and
agree.
Mr. Williams, that's fine. But if you don't participate, saying you're a sovereign doesn't help me.
Shouting that he is sovereign does absolutely nothing except make him sound more confused, and it is the energy of someone who read half a Facebook post and decided they were enlightened. The judge listens with the patience of a saint, because clearly this script has been heard too many times before, while the courtroom watches half confused, half entertained, and every statement he makes only digs him deeper into the hole. He is so proudly standing and he tries to sound powerful, but it lands like a toddler, commanding a storm, and he becomes a legend for all the wrong reasons.
I'm just letting you know who I am. That's violating the constitutional right, man.
So do you want an offer or not? That's my question.
Do I want to what?
An offer to the tickets or not?
Do I want to? I can't understand. You said, do I want to offer?
Do you want
tickets?
an offer? Do you want to try and resolve this today as far as?
Yes, I do want to resolve it. I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction, Your Honor.
Oh, no, that's not going to happen. So you can, I'm not going to.
I'm speaking for myself. I have no attorney, so I'm speaking for myself. I asked for this case to be dismissed. You're violating my constitutional right.
How do you have constitutional rights if you're not a citizen?
I'm not a United States citizen.
So how are you entitled to constitutional rights of citizens?
Finally, someone says what everybody has been quietly thinking, because there is a big difference between universal human rights and the privileges that come with being part of an actual nation. Yet sovereign citizens want all the protections without accepting any of the responsibilities, and they demand benefits from a system they refuse to acknowledge, while real citizens handle the weight and structure that make those benefits possible. These self-proclaimed travelers reject everything while expecting everything. A contradiction only they admire, and the courtroom watches as he discovers that life outside fantasy does not bend to wishful thinking.
You got to uphold to the sovereign, sir. You can't. I'm not United States citizen. I'm not Negro, black, or color. You're not under I'm not under your jurisdiction.
I understand, but my question to you is, if you want to rely on your constitutional rights, how do you have constitutional rights if you're denying your citizenship?
Yeah, because I'm an American. I'm a national.
I get
I'm
it,
a Moorish American. I'm not United States citizen corporate. I'm a Moorish American. I'm an American national.
Okay, but you're still present in this jurisdiction, right?
I just asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction.
The judge already answered him plainly, but he keeps arguing for no logical reason, because he wants to debate jurisdiction while refusing to participate in the trial itself, which is like trying to steer a car without sitting behind the wheel. The court reminds him repeatedly to behave like a genuine defendant, but he chooses chaos instead, and a public defender could have saved him from himself. But he refuses even that option, so he remains trapped in a mess he created and refuses to escape, all because of pure stubbornness.
I don't want no attorney. I can speak for myself. I'm not a minority.
Right.
What am I doing here?
He can represent himself. Don't worry about it.
I can speak for myself.
All right.
I'm speaking for myself. Y'all violate my rights. That's a sovereign.
Now calling the matters of the people versus Michael Williams. This is ticket number SP 1212334. Count 1, use loudspeaker without permission or unreasonable noise. Count 2, drove while license suspended. Count 3, no insurance misdemeanor. Sir, please state your name for the record.
Eventually, the judge agrees to let him represent himself, not because it is wise, but because he simply will not stop insisting. And everyone in the courtroom already knows exactly how bad this will go. The prosecutor knows it, the staff knows it, the audience knows it. And the only person clueless about the disaster preparing to unfold is him. And the moment he gets the chance to lead his own defense, the crash begins instantly, because confidence is not the same as capability.
This is the date and time set for an arraignment on a bench warrant. Do you want to participate in these proceedings?
Yes, I'm here on special appearance. I'm just letting you know who I am.
All right. So how would you like to move forward with this matter, sir?
I asked for this case to be dismissed off lack of jurisdiction, Your Honor.
All right. That motion has been denied. How would you like to move forward on these matters?
I just told you what I would like it, so I don't know. I'm just here on special
It's been denied, so you can either participate today.
I am participating. I'm here.
The courtroom waits to see if he will finally follow even the simplest instructions, but confidence without competence is a dangerous mix, and he proves that immediately when every basic procedural question becomes an obstacle he cannot cross, and every instruction becomes a puzzle he cannot solve. The judge stays patient but doubtful, while the prosecutor prepares for incoming chaos, and deep down everyone knows he is about to get it wrong again, because nothing he has done suggests otherwise.
I'm speaking for myself. I have no attorney, so I'm just letting you know. It's denied, so we can keep going on with proceedings. I am Williams L. I'm not a United States citizen. I'm not Negro, black, or color. I'm not Christian.
All right, Mr. Williams, it appears to the court as I'm making a record that he does not want to participate in these proceedings.
I told you I wanted to
dismiss these
participate. I'm just
matters.
letting you know who I am. I told you for the record.
All right, he would like to not participate in these proceedings. He has told me that he is the person known as Williams L. and not the person on these tickets, so he is not appearing on behalf of this person. This person has not made themselves available to the court today as an arraignment on the bench warrant, so these matters will stay in warrant status. Thank you so much. That concludes this hearing. Have a good day, Mr. L. Williams.
His next move earns him a special place in courtroom history, the kind reserved for people who make life harder for themselves entirely by choice. And the room watches in disbelief as he doubles down on nonsense again and again. As if bad decisions are a competition, he wants to win. The judge tries to guide him towards sanity, but he refuses all help. Even logic cannot save him at this point, and he becomes the unwilling star of his own disaster, while nobody is surprised at all.
Williams L.
Williams L. I'm gonna call the case as is.
Okay.
And then I'll refer to you as Williams L. if you would like, okay? Now calling the matters of the people versus Michael Williams, also known as Williams L. This is ticket number SP 12123334. Count 1, use loudspeaker without permission or unreasonable noise. Count 2, drove while license suspended. And count 3 is no insurance misdemeanor. Sir, can you state your name for the record, please?
Williams L.
Okay. And is there another name that you have?
That's not my name. That's just my title.
This entire situation proves why representing yourself is almost always a terrible idea, because a trained lawyer would have solved this in minutes, while he insists on navigating the legal world using instinct and Google quotes, and every attempt he makes exposes how little he understands, and it feels like watching someone try to perform surgery after watching a single YouTube tutorial. The judge already knows exactly how this story ends. The prosecutor is patiently waiting to strike, and he keeps digging himself deeper without ever realizing it.
What's your title that you have, sir?
Williams L.
And then, is that your name or your title?
My title.
Okay. You don't have a name at all?
No, I'm not Christian.
All right. It's my understanding that you don't want to have an attorney, sir. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Now, you know you have the right to have an attorney. These matters are misdemeanor matters, and you have the right to have an attorney on these matters, sir. And it's my understanding, no attorney, okay? So let me advise you of your rights. In these particular matters, the court can, since they are misdemeanors, do either, I think, 90 days on one of these and up to 93 days in jail, or a maximum fine of $500. These are all misdemeanors, so that's the maximum penalty that can be given in any of these matters. You have a right to have a trial.
When he claims he is not under any statutes, the courtroom collectively exhales, because it is sovereign citizen classic level 1 delivered with confidence, but zero comprehension. The judge lets him continue partly out of curiosity, just to see how far he will trip over his own logic, and he genuinely believes he is educating the room, but all he is doing is proving his own lack of understanding. Yet he insists on representing himself, which might be the funniest choice he has made.
A bench or a jury trial in any of these matters. A bench trial is a trial before myself as the trier and finder of facts. A jury trial is a trial with 6 members of the city of Detroit who will come in here and hear the same information and make a decision based on that. These are your rights that you have right now. You also have a right to have a pretrial. What that does is that gives you time to think about any offer that may be given to you. At this point in time, there has been an offer extended to you that if you are willing to plead to the no insurance misdemeanor, it will be reduced to an improper place. I set the fine that goes with that. You have a right to, you can also move for a motion. If you know how to file those, you can file a motion as well. So what's your pleasure at this time, sir?
I know I'm under common law. I'm not under statutes.
The judge reminds him that every single problem he is facing today is his own doing, because if he had simply answered his name, none of this chaos would exist. No warrants, no delays, no extended headaches. But he chose to battle a system that does not acknowledge imaginary rules, and now he stands facing consequences he created from thin air. The judge cannot fix choices he refuses to correct, and he is learning that reality always wins even if you shout at it.
So
when you drive on any city street in the city of Detroit, any road in the state of Michigan, you now avail yourselves, whether you wanted to or not, to the laws and states and regulations that are governing us. So you may not have wanted to, but you did. So these are your like options at this point in time.
Well,
If you choose not to, if you were traveling, if you were driving, it's all the same.
I wasn't driving. I was never.
So if you were just in the vehicle as a passenger.
I was parked, and it was harassing. Was
You
never
sure you
driving.
don't want an attorney?
I'm under common law. I can speak for myself. I'm not a minority. I'm a sovereign.
So what option would you like today? Of those that I gave you, sir. You can have.
Ma'am, I'm a sovereign. I can't, I do not consent. I can't. I can't
So here's
consent.
what's gonna happen. So I want to make sure you have all the options. You can't consent to anything. So that means that you don't want to participate in the process. So it's just gonna go back into warrant status. Because you have to pick one of the options, yes.
Ma'am,
it
I'm a
is.
sovereign.
And you were in the city of Detroit on a street in a vehicle.
When he refuses again, the judge finally ends the debate, because no participation means no progress, and no progress means his warrants stay active. And he had every opportunity to cooperate, every chance to make things easier. But he chose fantasy instead of reality, and the court only deals with reality, so he leaves with consequences he completely earned, while still believing somehow that he achieved a victory.
And I understand what you just said. That's why I said,
right.
did you want counsel?
I'm not a United States citizen.
Okay. All right.
Nobody have improved jurisdiction. Right? I'm a Moor. Nobody have improved jurisdiction. I'm under common law. Statutes don't apply to me. I'm under common law. Supreme Court case, Supreme Court case, Self versus Ray. Statutes don't apply to me. I'm on common law. And if there was a crime committed, can you please show me the injured party? Or I ask for this case to be dismissed off like a jurisdiction.
I deny the motion for the case to be dismissed, so you have these options, or else it's just gonna remain.
And I'm under duress because you forcing me saying you're gonna put a warrant out for my arrest.
It's already out there.
But that's violating my 13th Amendment. You can't enslave me unless a crime is being committed.
So you can't.
You can't violate my
Okay, let me finish talking. You can't claim you're sovereign and then claim rights under the Constitution. That's not how it works. No, that is not how it works.
Ma'am, I'm not a United States citizen. I have a nationality.
Okay, so that means that
you have to go by
either the laws all apply or none of them apply.
The laws do apply. But do you have a liability? Do you have a bond? Did you swear an oath to the Constitution? I would like to see that.
Yes, I was about to say I did do that, but I don't have to show you any of that because I wasn't the arresting party. I'm just here to make sure.
Do you have a liability? Do you have a bond?
Listen, I'm not going to argue with you, Mr.
I'm not arguing. I'm under law.
Mr. Williams L. Those are your options. If you don't want any of those options, it's going to remain in warrant status.
You're forcing me. You can't do that.
Okay.
You can't do that, man. You can't go against Constitution.
Okay, Mr.
You took an oath. You swore an oath to follow the Constitution.
I did.
That's why I need your liability bond. Do you have a liability bond?
No.
You don't have a liability bond?
No.
Wow, man. Somebody's going to get in trouble. I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble.
The courtroom reacts instantly when he announces his grand self-appointed title, a label he clearly crafted with pride, but with no meaning in the real world, and the judge asks who exactly crowned him in this imaginary kingdom, creating a moment of pure comedy, because these sovereign names sound mighty until you hear them said out loud, and they crumble under simple logic. He proudly stands behind a title nobody recognizes, while the court only recognizes actual law, leaving no room for his.
Okay. Mr. Williams L., I was about to say, if you don't want any of those options, then your only other option is that I have to leave it in warrant status.
I do not consent. I'm here. What warrant? That I didn't show up?
That you didn't want to choose one of these things?
I don't have to. You can't force me to do that, right?
You're right.
You can't force me. You can't put a warrant out. I would like to talk to somebody, a chief judge. You're violating my constitutional rights. You can
go to the fifth floor and make a complaint.
That's because you're violating my constitutional rights.
All right.
And I'm going to ask the sheriff for your liability bond.
Okay.
Hey, I don't want to do that. I just
you can ask him. Go ahead and ask the sheriff for my liability bond. It's fine.
You took an oath to swear to the Constitution. You took an oath. I'm under common law. I'm not under statutes or regulations.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Did you get all that, Miss Sandy? Okay, fantastic. All right, that concludes this hearing. Thank you so much.
I'm not Negro, black, or color for the record.
Okay. He said he's not black or color for the record either, okay?
No, I'm Moorish American. I'm a Moor.
Moorish American, and he's a sovereign.
I have a nationality.
The courtroom gives a short, empty response, because there is honestly nothing left to say. He has looped through the same phrases so many times that every new word feels like a repeat, and the judge already knows where this is heading. And the prosecutor knows exactly where this is heading. yet he refuses to change direction, so the silence becomes louder than anything else, and the trial simply moves forward without him, because the court does not wait for fantasy. After all his speeches, the court has one final takeaway, and it is not flattering because the judge makes sure the record will reflect exactly who he was and exactly how he behaved, and courts do not hide these truths. Every refusal, every argument, every mistake is now part of the official record. Forever he may think he made a point, but the only point proven is how little he understands, and that will remain written for all time. And that finally brings this wave of chaos to an end for now, because the defendant has another court date in a month. And the drama will absolutely return, since sovereign citizen cases always escalate in unpredictable and hilarious ways. So if you enjoyed this roller coaster, make sure to stick around for more and drop your thoughts below, because this one was unbelievable, and stay tuned, because the next chapter is guaranteed madness, and this saga is far from over.